Welcome to another episode of Save or Splurge. Today we're going to talk about 5 luxury handbags, and I'm going to let you know if I think they are worth the money. Should you save? Should you splurge? Let's find out. We're going to go ahead and dive into my current most used handbag. This is the YSL Camera Bag. I have been wearing this nonstop pretty much since I bought it. I've put it away a few times just to wear something else, but I am truly loving this bag. I've talked about it in several videos. Make sure to watch those. I'll link some above for you guys if you want to check them out. I think it is pretty safe to say that I definitely think that this is splurge worthy, especially at this price point. I recently did a video talking about like tips of starting your collection or buying your first luxury handbag, and this is one of the bags that I talked about in this video, or in that video, because of the price point. It is under $1,500. It retails for $1,350. It is a really good size. You've got that crossbody option. It comes in a ton of different color options as well. It really is a good starter bag. I know a lot of times we think of Louis Vuitton when we think of starter bags, but I honestly have really fallen in love with the YSL brand over the last few years. It's kind of inched its way into the top spot for me, and if you're looking to add a YSL bag to your collection, I really do think this is a good option. Like I said, I have been wearing this a ton. It is a lighter, medium light kind of color. I've had 0 color transfer. The corners still look fabulous. Granted, I don't think I've worn it long enough for any of that kind of damage, but just to kind of give you an idea of my first impression, I love the fact that it has still held its shape, and I have nothing inside. You guys know a lot of times I put air paper in some of my bags. I do not put air paper in my bags if they already have like their own shape and structure. This one doesn't really need any help, so I don't put anything in it whenever I'm storing it, and I just love the fact that it hasn't started looking saggy, and I really don't think it will. Like the bag, the Gucci Soho Disco, which I actually think is a very comparable bag to this one. It's basically the same price. That one gets really saggy over time, and I don't like the way that one looks, whereas this one, again, which I think is a little bit more of a classic option and just gonna be a better investment over time, because I think the like wear over time is just gonna look a lot better. So definitely splurge on this one. Get it in a good neutral color, or maybe even a pop of color, because this is gonna be a bag you're gonna wear quite often. You know I gotta talk about Louis Vuitton when I do these save and splurge videos, and this is definitely one of my most asked about handbags from Louis Vuitton. This is the Neonoe bag. I get asked about this one quite often, asked about how much it fits. Is it worth the price? Should you buy it? Is it a good everyday bag? And I definitely have a lot of thoughts on this bag. This is also another one of those bags that I've talked about quite a bit throughout my channel in different handbag videos. In my opinion, it is a very specific styled bag. When I think of a vintage styled bag, a bucket bag often comes to mind, because I do find that this silhouette is very vintage-esque. If you follow Louis Vuitton history at all, or you're at all familiar, you know that the original Noe was one of Louis Vuitton's first handbags. They actually created it very long time ago to carry champagne bottles. It could carry 5 champagne bottles. This is obviously the newer version, so it has a little bit more of an updated modern feel, and I do love the look and style of this bag. However, any bucket bag, in my opinion, is definitely a little bit more of a mature bag. Now, I'm not saying that if you are a teenager or in college that you can't rock this bag, because you absolutely can. It is extremely practical, in my opinion. But just keep in mind that it does give a different vibe. It is very similar to if you're carrying a studded bag that gives like a rocker chic vibe. This gives a lot more casual, a lot more relaxed, a lot more of a mature vibe, in my opinion. I do not consider that a good or a bad thing. It just is this style of bag. I did actually own the original Noe several years ago, and I ended up realizing that it was not the bag for me. I always loved this particular silhouette and this new version of the Neonoe. I just wasn't a fan of the color options that it came in, and when it came in this like caramel color last year, I believe, I decided to go ahead and purchase it and buy it, and I'm glad that I did, because I think it's very different. I don't have anything like this in my collection, and 2, as I stated a little bit ago, it's very practical. It is one of those bags very similar to a tote, that you can reach for, and it just can carry everything. This thing is huge inside. Now you do have the drawstring here, so keep that in mind. You have to open it up, unlike a tote, but once you open it up, there is so much room inside. I also love the fact that you have that little divider in the middle. This little slot right here is perfect for a cell phone, so you can keep like your pouches and kind of other things on the other side, like maybe your reach for things here, and then all the other things like your wallet and stuff back here. I don't know, however you organize your bag, but I do love the fact that this one kind of has semi-organization to it. The size and the shape is perfect for an everyday bag. It's really, really comfortable to carry. My only gripe about this bag is the fact that you don't have a lot of adjustability. You basically have two. You can carry it like this, or you can carry it like this. And if you are on the shorter side, it's probably not gonna work for you. It's a little long for me that way. I just don't like the way that it looks. So ever since I've bought it, I have pretty much snapped it here and left it like this, and that has worked for me just fine. So keep that in mind. If you are on the shorter side, you're not gonna probably be able to wear it longer or crossbody. It just is way too long, but you of course have the shoulder option, which I personally feel is kind of the best way to carry it anyway. It's really, really comfortable to wear. It fits a ton, like I said, and I just think it's a great practical bag. So if you are looking for a good everyday bag and you love that vintage style look, I definitely think this is splurge worthy. You know, I had to make things a little interesting and pull out my newest Bottega Veneta chain cassette bag. This bag retails for $4,100. As my mom would say, that hurts my feelings a little bit, but I was really, really drawn to this bag. And as you guys know, I very, very rarely purchase and add trendy bags to my collection. I'm kind of a classic girl. I pride myself on that. But the fact that I have a vast, growing, diverse collection, I think it's okay to add something a little trendy every once in a while. And I also like to give my thoughts to you guys on whether these bags, these trendy bags, these very, very expensive trendy bags, are worth the splurge. I finally got a chance to wear this one a few times, and I've got a lot to say. So first I want to say it's adorable. It's fun, it's trendy, it feels cool. I feel really, really awesome. I feel like the cool mom carrying this handbag. However, even right now, as I stand here before you, I feel like I'm working out. This thing is so heavy. Okay, so this literally feels just like a chain that you would get at the hardware store. I don't know what people use chains for, to like tear down trees or whatever it is, but I could use this to tear down my tree in my front yard if for some reason I needed to. This thing is legit heavy and thick and solid, which I guess that's what you would expect about a $4,100 handbag. However, it does make it a little less practical when you're carrying it around. Like I said, I've already worn it a few times, and as much as I loved the look and as much as I will continue to wear it because I did buy it, I'm not sure if I could responsibly tell you guys to splurge on this handbag. It's a little trendy for what I typically go for. I'm not saying I necessarily regret buying it, but if I were giving my opinion, I would say if you had a budget of over $4,000 to spend, I would suggest you purchase something a little bit more classic, unless you are the type of person that really likes having those show-stopping bags. Those bags that most people don't buy because they are trendy, right? If that is you, if that is your vibe, this is the way to go. It really, really is. It is one of those bags that people notice when you're walking around, that people ask about, and nobody has it. Like, I have never seen anybody out and about have it. Yes, I've seen it a few times on Instagram, but I've never seen this bag in real life. But if you are pretty close to who I am when it comes to handbags, this is probably not gonna be for you. It's not super practical. It's not really big. It literally just holds my essentials. Is it fun? Is it trendy? Absolutely. But I'm gonna say save your money on this one and buy something a little more classic and a little more practical. Speaking of practical, let's go ahead and chat a little about the Louis Vuitton Speedy Bandolier in the 25 size. This one currently retails for $16.50, which is just over that initial first investment bag that I recommend of about $1,500. I would say that this, it's a little over, but I definitely feel like this is one of those bags that is worth it in my opinion. I think this bag gives a ton of versatility. You obviously get this three-part, yes, sorry, I had a little brain freeze right there. Three-part strap here, which means it is extremely versatile. So you can obviously wear it longer, wear it crossbody, you can remove the center part, wear it a little bit more on the shoulder, and then you can completely remove it entirely and wear it top handle, which is one of my favorite ways to wear the Speedy. But if you're gonna do like a date night, I love it top handle. If you're doing more for every day, weekend vibe, I definitely love the crossbody strap option. My only complaint about the 25 bag, it's been pretty consistent over the years. It is the opening size. Now, I'm not saying like it is the smallest, worst handbag opening that's ever existed. Absolutely not. But when you compare the opening size to the size of the actual bag, like how much stuff fits inside, it's pretty small. It really, really is. Because you can fit all of your full-size essentials in this bag. A full-size wallet, a toiletry 19, a sunglass case, your keys, like everything. All of it can go. Trust me, it can all fit inside. But then when you're pulling out a full-size wallet, it sometimes scratches up against the zipper, which obviously over time is gonna put more wear and tear on your SLGs. That's just kind of the way that it goes. So that's my only complaint about the 25 opening size. Other than that, I love this bag. I think it is totally splurge worthy. It is a really, really good first luxury handbag option. I also just consider it a classic. If you have a luxury handbag collection, you most likely have a Speedy at some point. Like, am I right? Come on. If you have a Speedy in your collection, hit that like button because I know that I am right when it comes to that. A Speedy is just classic. Whether you have a classic Speedy or a Speedy bandolier, you have one in one monogram, a bean, azure, you have it, or even in a limited edition. Everybody pretty much has a Speedy. They're classic, they're timeless, they really, really are super practical, they hold a ton, and they're really, really cute. So I think it is safe to say when it comes to the Speedy in general, but especially the Speedy bandolier in the 25 size, which is my favorite size when it comes to bandoliers, period. I just think the proportions of this are perfection. If you're gonna go classic, I do like the 30 better. The 25 for some reason in the classic looks like a child's handbag to me, but in the bandolier, I think it's perfection. This is splurge worthy, you guys. Get this bag if you don't have it, but I guarantee you most likely do. But if you're looking like just kind of dipping your toes into luxury, I think this is a really, really good first luxury handbag option. When it comes to classic bags, I think this is as good as it gets, and we're gonna talk a little about the Chanel Jumbo. I get asked about this bag all the time if I think Chanel Jumbos in general are worth the price. At this point, I don't even know what they are. They're definitely over $6 grand retail, getting close to that $7 grand if they haven't already skimmed that $7 grand price. The retail bag on a brand new classic Chanel Jumbo is insane. It's ridiculous. With that said, it's about as classic as it gets. It really, really is. Mine is obviously not a new one. I did buy this pre-loved because when I purchased this bag, I was specifically looking for a single flap. I did not want a double flap. I wanted a single. I wanted a single jumbo, and I was not going to change my mind. I wasn't. So I waited. I waited for the perfect one, and I really truly feel like I hit the jackpot with this bag. It is the beige clair, it is caviar, gold hardware, it's in immaculate condition. All the checks for the finds I found, and the price was incredible. I saved 50% off of current retail, and I'm gonna say that this bag overall is a win. So when it comes to the Chanel Jumbo, it is not a simple save or splurge. It really isn't that easy. I wish it was, but I have a little bit more thoughts on it. So when I think of Chanel Jumbo, like I said, this is about as classic as it gets. I love the style, the history, the value of this bag is one of the best on the market, like just in general. Not that you should buy a bag for the value that it keeps. You should buy a bag because you love it. But I also think sometimes if you're gonna spend this much money, it's smart to just think about that. Like, is it gonna be a forever bag for you, or are you just gonna enjoy it for a year or two? Now, I don't think Chanel Jumbos really fall in that category, but I still think it's smart to, you know, think about that aspect. So, do I think that adding a Chanel Jumbo is a must-have in your collection if you enjoy luxury bags? Absolutely. Do I think you have to spend upwards of $7,000 to buy one? No, I do not. So, I personally feel if you want to save a little bit of money and you can be patient, scour the pre-loved market. I will link some options down below for you. Obviously, if you're looking for a very, very specific, hard to get combo, you might have to splurge and get the one that you want. After all, this is gonna be most likely a forever bag for you. However, it's a lot of money. It's a lot of money. And I'm not saying that I wouldn't ever buy a brand new Chanel Jumbo. Maybe I would, maybe I wouldn't. It's not currently on my wish list, but I will just say this. I bought this one, I got a killer deal. I bought it pre-loved. I got the exact one I wanted. I was patient, I saved a lot of money, and I love it just as much as I would have loved a brand new Chanel Jumbo from the store. So if you can save a little bit of money, find it on the pre-loved market, I recommend you go that route when it comes to a classic Chanel Jumbo. That is my thought, that is my opinion. I definitely think you need one if you don't have one and you want one, because they're amazing, like I said, as classic as it gets. But if you can save a little money, buy it pre-loved. Like I said, I'll link some options down below. So how did you like this episode of Save or Splurge? Make sure to put down the next handbags that you want me to talk about. It could be a bag that I have in my collection or I don't. Make sure to put your requests down below in the comment section. If you enjoy these luxury videos, make sure to give this video a thumbs up. If you're new to my channel, my name is Amanda. It is so nice to meet you. I love doing these luxury videos, fashion videos, so make sure to hit that subscribe button for the next one. If you have any other luxury requests or specific request videos on the handbags that I talked about today, make sure to leave those down in the comments as well. Before you head out, make sure to watch one of these, and I will see you guys in the next one. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.
I told you we're over. I swear that I'm sober. Just listen, I miss you. And I know that I said all these things, but now when you're with her, I can see that you miss me.